hosting Indian Premier Narendra Modi at the Kremlin's annual economic forum. Russia is the third leg of the Indian leader's four-nation tour of Europe. Modi will attend this year's three-day St. Petersburg Economic Forum, and the two leaders will also oversee a number of deals and discuss a framework agreement for Moscow to supply more reactors to a nuclear plant in southern India.
News coming to you live from Berlin. A new chapter in relations between India and Germany. That's what Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi says he wants to achieve in talks with German Chancellor Merkel and business leaders today. So, how do the two leaders plan to deepen ties? I'm Terry Martin. Welcome. India's Prime Minister says he hopes to chart a new roadmap in relations with Germany. That's as Narendra Modi met with Chancellor Angela Merkel here in Berlin. Germany is already India's biggest trading partner. The two sides hope to deepen the partnership with a series of long-term deals. They're also planning to step up cooperation in science and energy, as well as work together more closely in fighting terrorism. Well, for more on this now, we're joined by our political correspondent Hans Brandt, who's in our parliamentary studio. Hans, there are big expectations surrounding this meeting between the German and Indian leaders. Prime Minister Narendra Modi talking about opening a new chapter in relations. What's behind that?
Well, these talks happening today are part of a process of consultations between the two governments that happen every 2 years. The basis of it is really economic. In other words, what Narendra Modi is hoping for is deepened economic ties between Germany and India. This started already 2 years ago when India was the guest at the biggest international trade fair, industrial fair, which was here in Germany in Hanover. So this Make in India initiative at that time was put forward to German industry, and I think the Prime Minister is hoping that now German companies will be encouraged to invest more in India. At the same time, there are also other issues at stake here that go beyond trade and economic issues, issues such as terrorism.
Okay, so trade, obviously the most important thing at this meeting between the two leaders. Our business desk will be talking about that in just a minute, but let's talk geopolitics for a second, Hans. What's happening there? I mean, given the fact that Germany, with Chancellor Merkel, is now saying that, that it does not see itself being able to rely entirely on some of its allies like the US and the UK. What will Germany be looking now for from India in that context?
Well, the Prime Minister and, Angela Merkel and Narendra Modi had informal talks last night already, and during those talks they talked, amongst other things, about the situation in Afghanistan, where Germany has soldiers stationed to help the Afghan government against the Taliban. Obviously, that's an area in which India also has certain interests in terms of its rivalry with Pakistan. And, of course, on the issue of terrorism, that is also something that India suffers from, and I imagine that the two countries might be interested in some kind of exchange of intelligence information on those issues. At the same time, at the back of all this is the rivalry between India and China. The Chinese Prime Minister will be in Germany tomorrow, following directly on the Indian Prime Minister, and China obviously has been trying to increase its contacts with Europe through this initiative of a communications corridor all the way from China to Europe, going through Pakistan. India is very opposed to this initiative. They will be discussing that, I'm sure.